Do you travel when you go? Do you travel when you go to mass? No, no, no. We don't travel when we go to mass. When you travel, do you go to mass? We always try to, and I want to talk this week about an experience that we had. So let's get into that. Hey y'all, welcome back to True Get Catholic. As always, hit the subscribe button for me, give me a big thumbs up, and let's get into today's topic. So, my wife and I, we like to travel. And when we travel, especially on the weekends, we always, try to go to mass someplace. Usually someplace close to where we're staying. And this week we traveled a couple hours from home and woke up Sunday morning, and the first thing I do is I have an app, it's called Mass Times on the phone, and we always look and see which parish is going to be closest to where we're staying, and that's usually where we go. And normally we've got a great experience so far traveling. We've been to churches in Alabama and Tennessee and Ohio that aren't, the ones in Ohio that aren't our standard parish. This week, though, we had a little bit of an odd experience, and don't get me wrong, mass is mass wherever you go. But anytime you walk into someplace new, sometimes you always just kind of feel like people are looking at you and staring at you, even if it's not necessarily true, right? Because it's a different place. And I think that's just human nature. You always feel like all eyes are on you, especially if it's not someplace you've been before. And I'm not going to mention the parish that we went to, just because it was a little bit of an odd experience. When we pull into the parking lot, it didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary. The church was a little more modern than some of the churches that we're used to going to, but we didn't really think anything of it. And we walked in, and as we walk into the church, Father was there. He greeted us, very friendly, very warm welcome. He talked to my daughter a little bit, and we went to find a seat. Now, granted, my daughter likes to sit right up front. I mean, there's nothing between us and the altar. That's where she likes to sit, because she likes to be able to see. And I think that's true with most kids. It's a good way, I think, to keep them interactive when you're at church, so that they can see what's going on. Well, the one thing that we noticed, and this is the first parish that we've been into that's been like this. I've been in parishes before where, they have the connected seats. So, you've got some cushion on your seat, and the seats are all connected, and the hymnals and stuff are down and between the seats. This one was a little different, though. I almost felt like I was walking into a Protestant church, and that's no offense to any of the Protestants that are watching this. But as a Catholic, we're used to walking in. We've got a kneeler in front of us. Even if the chairs are put together, there's kneelers that fold out from the bottom of the chair. These chairs had no kneelers whatsoever. And I don't know, for us, especially, we're fairly new Catholics, a couple years now. We've never been any place where there haven't been kneelers. And if I'm not kneeling during certain parts of the mass, that's strange. I have to kneel. It's a thing of respect and thing of honor for me, right? We take a knee in front of our Lord. And when the priest is holding up the Eucharist up there and he's got the cup, I want to be on my knees, because that's where I should be. These chairs did not have kneelers. And I think that is something that really got us hard. So, you know, as the Mass goes on, you know, we're standing, we're sitting, we're standing, we're sitting, and it comes time to kneel. And my wife's looking at me and she goes, well, what do we do? I was like, we're going to kneel. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And you try not to pay attention to everybody else around you, because it's not about them, it's about you, right? Mass is about you connecting with our Lord Jesus and spending time with Him. Well, comes time to kneel, and that's what we do. We just get out of our chairs and down on our knees on the floor we go. And out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that there were small groups of other people that were kneeling also. So you just feel everybody's eyes on you, because now they know you don't go there, right? So we do what we normally do. We kneel, we stand up. We kneel, we stand up. You know, do our Catholic aerobics, and everything's fine. I mean, granted, we've got some sore knees, but what's sore knees compared to what Jesus suffered on the cross? So Mass ends, and he gives us our dismissal, and then they do some announcements afterwards, and this is the point of the Mass where they ask if there's anybody visiting from out of town. Of course, you know, we raise our hands, and you know, I noticed that the other pockets of people that had been kneeling also raised their hands. So it was a very odd experience, but you know, we got through it. It was a good Mass. It was a good Holy Catholic Church. It just struck me odd that there were no kneelers. And kind of one of the other things I noticed is nobody genuflected, and nobody bowed to the altar, you know, amongst the lay people. The servers did, you know, the Eucharistic ministers did. Everybody kind of did what they were supposed to do, except I didn't see anybody genuflecting as they went into their row. And I'm not going to say pew, because it was a row of chairs. But all in all, I mean, it was a good Mass. It was just a very odd experience. So that's the question I'm going to leave everybody with this week is, and if you have had an odd experience, you know, leave it down in the comments. So have you had an odd experience when you've been traveling for Mass? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, you guys, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being here, you know, through the last 4 or 5 months that I've been doing these videos. And God bless.